Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts 3 news and information video. Today for you guys I wanted to sit down and talk about the demo and also active changes that Square Enix are making to that of Kingdom Hearts 3 based off of community as well as media feedback. So we actually recently got a nice little news scoop where Tetsuya Nomura actually talks about taking in feedback from the community as well as the media towards the demo testing that has recently been going on for Kingdom Hearts 3. This happening at both, of course, E3 as well as the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere event that happened back in May. Now, a lot of us were asking the different Square Enix staff members at the event itself whether or not the feedback that we will be posting after the premiere event will be taken into consideration in terms of actually making changes based off of the feedback. We weren't really given a definitive answer at the event itself. Nothing was really set in stone, aside from the fact that a few of the Square Enix staff members said that the possibility is there, although there was no guarantee if the feedback that we gave Square Enix based off of our experience was actually going to be taken into consideration and changes would eventually be made. Well, finally, we have a response from Tetsuya Nomura in regards to all of the feedback that has been going on with the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo. It's a pretty interesting read, so let's talk about this. This is coming out of Game Informer's interview with Tetsuya Nomura, and this is what he said. The event wasn't really to get feedback from anyone. It was to show it to everyone and hope everyone there would spread the word and details about the game. That being said, I didn't really go around asking for feedback, but the dev team, myself included, does look at all comments that are online. It's not that we will change things just because one person says this or that, but we've been constantly testing the game. We've been in a QA for a while now, so we're constantly adjusting the game based on that feedback, and some of the comments online have been taken into consideration. So I think this is good. This is at least in its simplest form acknowledging that Square Enix do actively look onto the internet, they go onto different media sites or especially YouTube channels, and they do look at what people are saying about the game itself. This is something we've definitely noticed, especially when looking towards Kingdom Hearts 2.8 as well as 1.5 and 2.5 with all of the really good patching and updates that Square Enix handled around that game. Of course, the updates were a little bit slow here and there, but a lot of the things that we were asking to get fixed within those games, and this is because a lot of the community actually stepped up to Square Enix on Twitter and cried out basically to say, hey, there's problems and things that need fixing in these games, please fix them. So yeah, I do think that we are currently living in an age where Square Enix are actually keeping an eye on what goes on online in terms of, you know, things that have been said about Kingdom Hearts, things that do need, you know, sort of attention to, things that do need changing. Like you said here though, in the waves of the feedback that was given from the premiere event, there is no guarantee that what this one person said and what this one person had a problem with will end up being altered or changed in the final version of the game. And like for me personally, the one big change that I would like to be made to that of Kingdom Hearts 3 is to tone down the floatiness within the combat. And of course, this isn't really an issue that applies for every single person. I guess all around what they're trying to look for is a version of the game that is going to satisfy not a specific group of people, but everyone. They're looking at the broad and wider audience. If you can make a game fun for a few people, that's really good, but if you can make a game fun for thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, well, that's even better, right? Now, I thought I would also talk about the E3 2018 demo in terms of changes and different things that Square Enix have done in the 1 month space between then and, of course, May. May served as the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere event, where for the first time in the world people got to play the game. So what changes have been made to that demo? Well, first up, the E3 2018 demo was pretty much the exact same demo as the demo found at the premiere event. The only difference is Toy Story was actually a little bit shorter. So in the E3 demo, you would start in Andy's room just as you would in the premiere event demo. You then got to explore Andy's room, explore outside, and make your way to Galaxy Toys. When you get to Galaxy Toys in the E3 demo, you are then thrown into a Gigas scenario where basically you have to fight off a bunch of different Gigas enemies, and after that the E3 demo then ends. Now the same happens in the premiere demo, except after the Gigas scenario, the demo actually continues and you're then free to explore the higher floors of the shop and then eventually find yourself up against another boss. So the E3 demo was a lot shorter than the premiere demo, but this makes sense because of the fact that obviously E3 is a public event. And trust me, there were a lot of people lining up to play the demo in itself. Like, I was really surprised by this. So the few things that I noticed, first up is input delay. There was a tiny bit of input delay when I was playing the demo at the premiere event back in May. When I was playing the demo at E3 in June, I I actually noticed that there was pretty much like no input delay whatsoever, like it was non-existent. And you know, obviously this is what you want when it comes to gaming. Now bear in mind, this might not actually have something to do with the demo itself, but it could be something to do with the TVs that we were actually playing on at the premiere event, opposed to the TVs that we were playing on at E3. Certain TVs are more well suited for that of gaming. Some have really bad refresh rates where things like input delay is a very real thing. Basically, TV interpolation can just suck for gaming sometimes, so keep in mind that could be the issue right there. It might not necessarily be a demo thing. Situation commands certainly did not pop as much within the E3 demo, which it can't be a TV thing. It's got to be an active change that Square Enix have made. So that's one definite change that has been made. One thing that we definitely did notice when playing the premiere demo is that you would just get situation commands like thrown to you left, right, and center, and you'd basically have this huge stack over your command menu. And at times you would often feel almost like overpowered with just how many situation commands are just sitting there at your disposal. And of course, keep in mind there is no resource cost behind using situation commands in Kingdom Hearts 3, so this was actually one worrying thing to actually see in the premiere demo, was the fact that they actually just popped so often. So I was really happy to see that in the E3 demo that was kind of toned down a bit. Magic commands do pop quite often, but in the ways of like attraction flow rides, keyblade transformations, team attacks, all of that kind of thing, they do not pop as frequently, so that's really good. And also within the Dengeki PlayStation interview with Tetsuya Nomura actually did mention that camera rotation is one thing that is getting changed and will receive alteration. Not that even within the premiere event demo did I even notice that the camera was really a problem. Maybe other people found they had different experiences with the camera in the game, but for me personally, like, I didn't really find a problem with this whatsoever. But camera rotation is one thing that they are actually working on. But that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to talk about active changes that Square Enix have made to the current Kingdom Hearts 3 demo and how they're taking in feedback from obviously people's experiences of the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo. The good thing to know is Square Enix are actively listening. This is something that we have obviously seen within this news snippet, but I have been talking to Square Enix quite a lot over this year, and they have constantly reiterated the fact that they do pay attention to the online presence in the Kingdom Hearts community, and they are always looking at different things that we are talking about. So keep in mind, Square do have ears. However, guys, that's all for today's news and information video. In the comment section down below, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions. However, I've been Cynical. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, and until next time, I'll catch you dudes later. Peace.
Hit them on the page, you'll be coming through stain. Gold in my mouth when you suckers be bluffing. Milk crate, gaming up your bitch though. Catch me in the back playing Super Nintendo.